Thanks so much for your company. I am Pius Kojubaka, and looking at our stories. Mining firm Atlantic Lithium says, given the assurance that it remains committed to rolling out its project in the central region in Ghana. Now, it is coming after government withdrew its mining lease in Parliament for further consideration. We have more for you, this report.
Firm Atlantic Lithium should have had its mining lease for the Awoya project in the central region approved last year in Parliament. That was when lithium prices were hitting record levels on the international market. However, due to disagreement over whether Ghana is getting a good deal, has delayed its approval for several months. There are fears that the firm could abandon the project despite initial works carried out in the central region. But in a circular to investors today, the company noted that it is still open to having discussions with government on the best way forward. It also went ahead in the statement to argue that shareholders are looking forward to the best terms in terms of delivering the project on time. The company again stated that it is hopeful of securing a new mining lease approved by Parliament that will be beneficial to the shareholders, the host community, and government as well.
To one of our lead stories we have for you, Ghana has been christened by some as the center for all massive events, visits and programs this December. And this has resulted in some calling all activities as a dirty December. So away from the fun, how is the country strategizing to benefit from all of these visits? Let's get on to Zoom and speak to the Deputy Chief Executive of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Gilbert Abeku-Agri, for some answers on these issues. Abeku, thank you so much for making time to speak to us on Business Live. First off, how are things shaping up when it comes to activities and programs for this December?
As countries working together, no environmental challenge, and mentioning borders brings me to my second point.
All right, pretty soon we shall connect to Abeku-Agri, who is the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Tourism Authority, for some perspective on the subject matter we intend to speak about, which of course has to do with activities ahead of the December Christmas celebration. And of course, we shall bring him on to speak to us on the activities and other matters. Abeku, thank you so much. This time round, I'm told you've joined, but kindly unmute for me so we have a fruitful conversation. I want you to tell us how things are shaping up when it comes to activities and programs for this December.
All right, thank you so much for having me, and good evening to your cherished viewers. And the Ghana Tourism Authority is excited, as always, in campaigning and also calling people to come to the country. In the past month, we have activated Destination Ghana in various countries in America, in Europe, and in some parts of the African continent. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is holding Diaspora Summit this year, offering a visa-free to participants of the Diaspora Summit, which is the first of its kind. The participants of the Diaspora Summit, which will happen from the 18th, 19th of December, will have free visa. The Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Transport, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will soon announce the visa on arrival packages for countries that need visa to come to Ghana. That will be announced in no time. But just to walk you through some of the activities that will be going on in the country as we embark to spread the experiences this December across all the 16 regions in the country. In Western North, they started Cocoa City experience. Ahafo region, I know King Promise has already performed over the weekend. Wendy Shea is storming Ahafo. 25th December, Red Live Entertainment is also holding a program there. Bruno East talking about Techiman. They're also holding big concert, a festival of Brafo, Fameye, Himpaluta will hit Techiman. So Techiman is also going to have their share of December in GH. Volta region started last week, but there's going to be Taste in Canvas on the 26th December. Then January, there'll be Connect the Dots by Atlantic Studios. And in Ghana, in Accra, there are a lot of events. I just want to show you some of the events that will be taking place in other parts of the country. Eastern region, in Eastern region, there are 7 major events. Beto Moko Florida Homecoming is coming. Bunsu Eco Park, Latte Ohum, Chef Asantua is also doing a culinary experience at the Brie Botanical Gardens. There's going to be a health walk, Little Havana in the Brie. There's going to be a party in the park over there. Now, on the 19th of December, Western region is going to experience something very iconic. For the first time in December in GH experience, the mayor of Sekendi Takrade Municipal or Metropolitan Assembly, together with the regional minister, will be at Inchaban, and there will be a rib cutting ceremony. Cutting the rib or the tape to commence the December in GH festivity. We know of Takradi Bronya, which is the Masqueraders Anchors Festival, but there are a number of events that are also going on in the Western region, starting from in Chaban on the 19th of December, that is next week, 11 a.m. They'll cut the ribbon to officially open the city to welcome visitors who want to experience great concerts and also the festive season. Western North, I've mentioned Volta region, I've also mentioned. And in Greater Accra region, which is the capital, you know, obviously, that is where all the events and activities are. I can walk you through some of the events that have already started.
And already you do have a lot of them on your table. I appreciate that. But let's make progress with this. In the past, people had complained about accommodation when it comes to our hotels and even bigger event centers. How are you going to go about it?
We engage our stakeholders, not only accommodation, car rentals, and all the 360 stakeholders when it comes to the service experience. And we pleaded with them that it does not make sense when you hike your price and demand is low. Fortunately, some have already made bookings, and the ones that are not making bookings, we urge them to be relatively affordable so that it can guarantee longer stay, which means that per economies of scale, they'll be making more profit. So we've done stakeholder engagement. Price always goes with quality. So even if the service quality is great, people don't really feel the cost of the service. Apart from accommodation, the service quality, as His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama hinted when he met the media, that people complain about poor service. We have engaged our stakeholders, i.e. the food, beverages, hospitality, accommodation, restaurants, to educate and sensitize them the need to enhance their service experience. They should be very prompt, they should be proactive, it should also be very nice, engaging, and that is also going to bring. So we are sure that this year's December in GH is going to be very exciting, very profitable, as we made about $4 billion last year. We're hoping to exceed that, according to the figures that was released by the Ghana Statistical Service.
And that leads me to my next question, of course. How does the economy benefit from that? Yes, you've mentioned that you need to improve the numbers for the economy. How are you going to do that strategically?
In fact, we have engaged our research, monitoring, and evaluation team. They will go to every event to interview visitors who have come to capture the average spend that they have made over the period, which is going to help us also come out with our tourism satellite account figures, how much people spend during in the yearly tide season or the festive season. Now, if you look at the ecosystem or the value chain of tourism, it's very broad. In this season, photographers are being hired. In this season, models are being hired. In this season, you have videographers busy, bloggers busy, event organizers busy. So everybody is going to get this fair share of the pie when events are activated across the country. We have deployed videographers who will be going to the other regions. For instance, Kodyentri and Machidede are in Kumasi with big concert, and we know Bono region, even in Tamale for the first time, they are going to have what they call a fashion festival in Tamale. So the spread of income revenue will be across the country, unlike the previous years that everything was concentrated in Accra. His Excellency and the ministry has tasked us as the implementing agency to ensure that every major city, every regional capital get their fair share of this December in GH experience. Apart from visiting the various sites and attractions, we know the economic impact of musical concert exhibitions, summit, and so on and so forth, from religious concert activities to secular concert activities. But let me also mention that multimedia, we are very grateful for the partnership and support for the Taste of the Culture event, which is the biggest of all events. We have Tiwa Savage coming, we have Omale coming, alongside King Promise and Jackie, as well as Black Sheriff, on the 26th of December at the Black Star Square on the Independence Avenue.
Very well. Thank you so much, Gilbert, for your time this very moment. I'm grateful for speaking to us. Gilbert Agri is the Deputy Chief Executive of the Ghana Tourism Authority. Thank you so much, Abiku, for your time. Now, the Bank of Ghana has rolled out a new FX operations framework designed to build reserves and curb exchange rate volatility while maintaining a market-neutral stance. Speaking to Joy Business, Manager of Macroeconomic Research at GCB Bank PLC, Courage Boutique cautioned that the policy could trigger short-term market disruptions and stressed the need for complementary market-driven solutions.
Initially, that neutrality from the intervention point of view will cause some initial distortions. It's to be expected. You are coming from the point where the central bank is heavy on the market to a point where they want to move into neutrality in terms of interventions and all that, and only coming when necessary. It will cause some initial intervention, but that is exactly what I was saying when I mean we need now to move into more market-based solutions on the supply side especially, and of course the reopening of the domestic bond market, the offshore interest in there will come to help. We've seen a robust trade account also, especially on the export side of things, but we also see import growing. But there is a major challenge inbuilt there. You would see around the Yuletide that things around rice, local rice, years before there was huge campaign around this period for people to patronize local rice. Today, because of CD appreciation, it looks like imported rice is way cheaper. In addition to the economies of scale and scope that these producers enjoy externally, the exchange rate appreciation also means that they are a lot cheaper. And for most consumers of local rice, cost is not an attractive thing. Same applies to poultry. Same applies to a number of other things that originally our local market was trying to close the gap on.
You're still watching Business Live. We have more for you after this break. Welcome back to Business Live. Chief Director at the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Marian Kpakpa, says government is rolling out new innovations to support the Aquaculture Chamber's Blue Food Innovation Hub to drastically cut post-harvest losses in the aquaculture sector. According to her, the move is crucial to boosting local fish production and reducing Ghana's reliance on imports. More in this report.
The validation workshop for the Blue Food Innovation Hub brought together industry players to review the draft strategy and governance framework designed to drive sustainable growth in Ghana's aquaculture industry. Stakeholders examined the draft document and proposed that the hub prioritize inclusive growth by working closely with fish farmers, offering targeted training, and promoting the use of adaptive technologies. Addressing participants, Chief Director at the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Marian Kpakpa, underscored the importance of embracing innovation to strengthen the aquaculture value chain and create a more resilient industry.
Today's gathering is more than a technical meeting. As our chairman said, it's a collaborative effort to drive innovation, investment, and inclusive growth in a sector that supports the millions of livelihoods and also underpins our national food security. And we think also that this Blue Foods Innovation Hub should be built on the principles of collaboration, sustainability, technology acceleration, and systems transformation.
Chairman of the Chamber of Aquaculture, Dr. Enim Somwa, added that the Blue Food Innovation Hub has the potential to transform the aquaculture sector and contribute significantly to Ghana's economic development.
This initiative to ensure that our blue economy is sustainable and is going to help us transform our economies. Over the past 4 months, the Chamber of Aquaculture, in collaboration with the World Economic Forum, the Boston Consulting Group, OWLRE, has been actively engaging stakeholders across the blue food ecosystem.
The establishment of the Blue Food Innovation Hub is expected to serve as a catalyst for modernizing aquaculture practices, improving yields, and safeguarding livelihoods across the value chain.
The Tree Crops Development Authority has convened a high-level meeting with major stakeholders and value chain actors in the cashew industry ahead of the 2026 cashew season at Tichiman in the Bono East region. Chief Executive Andy Okra emphasized that the collaborative approach marks a significant step toward streamlining the cashew value chain and ensuring a more predictable and profitable season for farmers and other stakeholders.
Strategic engagement focused on reviewing and clarifying the key parameters that informs the determination of the minimum producer price for the upcoming season. Industry players were taken through the major indicators, including global market trends, production forecast, processing capacity, and quality standards that guide the pricing model.
We just met here to get all our stakeholders involved in the determination of the next season price. As the price mechanism goes, it comes with certain parameters. So we decided under the resetting agenda of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we will not sit in Accra and determine the price of cashew in the next season. So we decided to come down, invite all our stakeholders from farmers, traders, aggregators, exporters, processors, chiefs, security agencies, everybody to have a transparent way of going about it, for them to be aware of the parameters.
All value chain actors unanimously aligned on the pricing framework, which strengthened the authority's commitment to transparency, fairness, and stability in the cashew sector. The official 2025 cashew season price will be announced on Friday, December 12, 2025.
Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor George J., says the success of government's industrialization agenda will depend heavily on strong private sector collaboration and the availability of robust infrastructure. More in this report.
Metrum Central Africa, a global leader in high-precision chemical analysis instruments, says establishing a local hub in Ghana underscores its commitment to advancing technical excellence in the sub-region. The new center will provide hands-on training, technical support, and applications development to help industries maximize the efficiency and accuracy of their analytical equipment. According to Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor George J., maintaining high standards across industries is not only essential for consumer safety, but also pivotal to Ghana's broader industrial transformation efforts.
Ghana stands at an inflection point. Our government's industrialization agenda requires robust quality infrastructure. We are moving the 24-hour economy, and we cannot do it without robust quality infrastructure. Our agricultural exports need credible testing to access premium markets. We know you are coming from Switzerland, and entering Switzerland with food products is not an easy thing. So we thank you for coming here.
General Manager of Metrum Central Africa, Foster Mensah, assured customers of consistent access to reliable, precision-driven solutions tailored to industry needs.
At Metrum, our mission has always been to provide reliable, precise, and accessible technical technologies supported by the highest standards of service and technical expertise. The establishment of Metrum Central Africa reflects that mission in action. It demonstrates our deep commitment to strengthening our local presence and technical excellence across 17 countries in Africa.
Suez Ambassador to Ghana, Benin, and Togo, Simeon Giga, noted that Metrum's decision to establish a presence in Ghana reaffirms the country's position as the preferred destination for investment and technological advancement.
Metrum is making a strong statement that Ghana is a vibrant center of innovation and a country worthy of long-term investment. This new presence will, we are certain, boost local capacity, bring specialized technical support closer to local laboratories, and empower researchers, industries, and regulators to conduct world-class analysis.
The inauguration of Metrom Central Africa marks a significant boost to Ghana's scientific and industrial landscape.
Let's now go to myjoyonline.com/business for some quick read on that portal. BOG scales back on FX intermediation for December, plans selling $800 million. We brought you that story here on Business Live. Also on that portal, macroeconomic policy reforms others correcting Ghana's path to attracting more investments. That's according to RMB investment report. You can visit myjoyonline.com/business for more reads on that portal. I am Pius Kojobaka. Let's connect same time tomorrow. Bye.